Welcome to JGTCR. I'm Cope, and today we are tuning the Tomahawk X. Let's get into it. To be perfectly honest, I am not a fan of the Tomahawk chassis at all. These cars are fast, but they suck to drive. They are extremely moody and sensitive to everything that exists on this planet and the known universe. The handling is good when it wants to be, but the steering does seem to come in and out multiple times through a corner. This can make it difficult to predict the vehicle's movement, and at the speed that we are going, it is not a good thing. Even with all of the aero available pinning us to the ground, the front end tends to lift and flips the vehicle quite often. Even running over a leaf on the circuit will cause us to flip. There is a ridiculous amount of power available to us, and getting that to the road effectively can be difficult. The power delivery is quite aggressive and will cause wheel spin in the worst moments. The chassis itself is extremely rigid, and the suspension isn't doing us any favors. The brakes do a decent job considering the speed we are moving at, however they are quite erratic and unpredictable. Sometimes the brakes will stop you instantly, at other times it will take a few seconds, then stop us instantly, and then again it could also take a few more seconds and then stop us instantly. The Tomahawk is a fictional concept car. They could have made it drive like a dream, but they chose to make it drive like a pig, which in and of itself feels like a massive troll. Let's collect our time. Four minutes, 24.6 seconds. And now the tune. If we're being honest, 4 laps is nowhere near enough to get used to how this vehicle drives, let alone dial in a decent tune. The learning curve is extremely steep, and we have some settings that are locked that restrict the way that we tune. But we did the best we could with the tools that we have. There was a lot of understeer to contend with, and our tune reflects us trying to rectify this situation. Let's see how it performs back out on the Nürburgring. The modifications and tuning has done very little to stabilize the vehicle further than it was in factory trim. It certainly is faster and does handle better, but is still just as likely to spin out, flip, and be unpredictable at the worst of times. The steering is more responsive thanks to the ballast over the front wheels and the racing soft tires. Much of the understeer we were experiencing previously has been neutralized. However, it can still come into effect when the front gets light. Aside from that, the rest of this vehicle's characteristics remain similar, if not the same. Let's collect our time. Four minutes, 17.9 seconds. And that's all we have for you today, so until next time, keep racing!